And first of all, we would like to thank our customers who have reposed their faith in us and invested with us. That's number one. Number two is our business units, many of who are here, who have partnered with us and taken the bold decision of creating propositions that meet customers' needs. And lastly, our financial advisors who have been at the cutting edge to deliver solutions which have never been tested out in the market before and reposing their faith in that. So with that, wishing for all our customers to continue growing their wealth with us. Investors in Asia are diligent savers, but when it comes to allocating those savings into investment opportunities, they lack the confidence to make the long-term commitment. The elite strategy was designed to address two challenges. The first, the tendency of customers to chase short-term returns based on news flow, and two, having professional oversight on performance of their portfolios to make sure that they are able to deliver long-term sustainable investment returns. Under the AIA stewardship approach, the customers can stay invested for the long term and able to enjoy the access to some of the world-class managers which they would otherwise not be able to get, and which would keep them on track to meet their long-term goals and long-term returns in line with their goals. So AI embraces a long-term value creation process. By long-term value, what we mean is our time horizons are measured not in quarters but in decades. What that ensures is that we look at then our performance over a much longer term, allowing us a lot more time to take deliberate decisions towards that. AI being the AIAIM, which being the investment arm of AIA Group, we are a leading institutional asset owner. We leverage our scale to give us access to some of the world-class managers, to then work with them to create strategies that will help us deliver those long-term returns. We have our own in-house proprietary research by the virtue of being in 18 countries, and we access and bring all of that together to allocate our capital to these managers, which then help us deliver our long-term returns. And we manage all of this by allocating capitals in dynamic markets and take the customer out of the day-to-day management of the portfolio, thereby freeing the customer to think about other things in life rather than managing the portfolio. During the pandemic particularly, we adapted very quickly. We moved to a much more digital and a virtual mode of operation. We created the assets which allowed us to access, which allowed our advisors to access these marketing assets virtually. We also partnered with our external fund managers to be able to create webinars and such virtual events to educate our advisors and customers on the virtues of long-term investing. So some of these things really helped us go through the pandemic and deliver much stronger returns. So AIA Elite Funds is a unique multi-manager approach. Now, unlike the other multi-manager strategies, these are multi-managers who are institutional class managers. Each of them bring to the table really unique strategies. They have long track records, and these are multi-decade track records of providing active outperformance against their performance benchmarks. We bring these managers and we work with them to create strategies that are unique and much more sustainable for a long-term performance. And we work with them to curate these strategies in line with our own expectations. Then we use our own proprietary research to be able to combine these strategies in ways that will deliver long-term value and in line with what the macro environment looks like. So we are able to overlay that and ensure that we are able to navigate through different periods of time. And lastly, I think our oversight mechanism in a holistic sense makes sure that we are working in constant dialogue with these multi-managers, so that if any of them is going through some level of uncertainty or performance, we will get into a dialogue to understand it better. And if we need to allocate our capital accordingly, we make those adjustments so that we are there to power our customers' long-term financial well-being. I think investing for the long term always comes with its own risks and opportunities. On one hand, you have volatility, which is ever present, and with the current situation, for example, which includes the economic uptrends and downtrends, it includes the geopolitical tensions, it includes various other macro factors. it's very easy to get into a situation where the customers tend to have a bit of a fear of investing and would tend to stay by the sidelines. On the other hand, during these periods, you could have opportunities which are coming aplenty for investors. And those opportunities can come through compounded growth, they can come through innovation, it can come through emerging trends, and these have all opportunities to give outsized returns to the portfolios. So bringing these together is a critical part of the overall investing. And lastly, staying invested for the long term. I think one should talk a lot about it because by staying invested for the long term, you're mitigating the chances of missing out the best days when the markets go through a downturn and pick up very quickly. By staying there, you make sure you're there during those best parts of the cycle and you do not miss out those opportunities. So by bringing all of these things together, you're giving a real shot to make sure you're in line with your long-term goals.